Alright, welcome back. Today's video, we're going to be making some duck stew. Now, as hunters, we usually, we just take the duck breasts, and we even skin them and everything. We don't take the legs, we don't take the organs. But today's video, I'm going to be using everything. And as a bonus, I'm going to be taking some vegetables from the garden and throwing it in a pot, cooking it slow, and making a nice dish for you guys, just to show you that you could use literally everything, almost everything, except for the feet and the feathers. There might be some feathers in there, but almost everything in this dish. It's going to be good for you guys to know. It's going to be a little bit of backup. A lot of hunters, we have these arguments where, oh, we take this and we take that, but a lot of us really waste some good cuts of meat. If you haven't seen us shoot these ducks, please click the links below. I'll put them below. We have 2 videos where we went duck hunting and we had a great time finally. I hope you guys are enjoying these videos that we've been uploading. We're going to be uploading a lot more. It's been a successful fall so far. Anyways, enjoy this video, and let me know what you guys think in the comments. Dude, give me the carrot. Give me the carrot. Okay, so the vegetables we'll be using in the stew today will all be coming from my garden. We'll be using a lot of vegetables that are still growing here in Ontario. I first started off by picking some carrots, then I'll pick some parsley I planted not too long ago. Now I won't be adding these beets into the soup, but what I do is I actually chop off some of the leaves, as it tastes almost the same as Swiss chard, and it'll do the job just fine. This onion I'm picking right here in slow motion was an experiment to see if I could still grow them in the fall, but turns out they just end up looking like spring onions, which aren't bad anyway. I also planted some small sweet potatoes this year for the first time that I just picked up not too long ago. Here's just some more close-up footage of all the vegetables I just picked, along with some of the herbs I'll be using like thyme, sage, and rosemary. After I washed all these vegetables, I start off by chopping the carrots into half-inch pieces along with the sweet potatoes, and the onions just get finely chopped so they break down easier in the soup. Now it's time to get the ducks out. Now I have one of these ducks that I plucked whole, and then the rest of the meat is some liver, hearts, gizzards, and legs from some mallards, along with some breasts and legs from some teal we shot not too long ago. After laying out all the meat, I just give it a pat down every now and then just to help soak up some water absorbed while defrosting. And then I'll cut all this meat into about 1-inch sized chunks, just because I think it's a good size when making any soup with meat. I now throw all these chunks of organs, legs, and breast meat into some flour and toss it around just so I can easily brown this meat. And also, some flour will actually fall off and get stuck at the bottom of the pan, but what will happen is it'll absorb all the flavor from the duck, and once I throw in that broth and let the stew simmer, it'll break up that flour and actually help thicken up the soup as well as flavor it, which is pretty cool. Start off the pan by pouring in some olive oil. Now the olive oil you see I'm pouring in right now is way too little. You want at least cover that bottom of the pot with oil, which you see me do later. I then add some leeks I recently just picked out of the garden and froze, and also some rosemary, thyme, and sage. Now I'm letting these herbs turn brown before I put in the meat. As you see right here, I just let them sizzle in the pan for a couple minutes and give it a stir before I decide to add in the meat. Once I see that the meat is ready to be added in, I throw the whole duck in first to get it in a good position. Then I throw the rest of the meat in and lay them out so the meat could brown easily. After usually 10 minutes, the meat will start to darken and brown, and the sizzling will get a lot quieter. So that's when I know it's time to add in the broth. Now I'm just using some beef broth for this stew. Also, usually when cooking meat slow, you want to add in your vegetables a lot later in the stew, but since we're only cooking this duck for about 3 hours on low, these vegetables will cook perfectly in that amount of time. Every 20 minutes or so you want to stir up this stew so nothing gets stuck on the bottom, and after 3 hours the meat should be able to pull apart pretty easily, which will tell you that it's ready. Alright, and here it is. I really hope you guys get to try this recipe out. I can promise you it'll change your whole perspective on what you think is worth taking on the ducks you kill. Once you see what a whole duck could really offer, it'll make hunting for it a lot more rewarding, since you know you'll be getting more edible meat out of it, and you'll be learning a lot more ways to cook the bird. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this cooking special. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see more of these videos. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and hit that subscribe button. And you'll see me next week, I hope.